Need a pitch deck template to impress investors? In this video, we'll explain what a pitch deck is, how to use our ultimate pitch deck template to get you started, and if you watch until the end, you'll learn one of the top metrics mega VC firm Andressen Horowitz uses to assess a startup's potential. Our customizable ultimate pitch deck template includes all of the top slides you need to pitch your company to investors, from the problem and solution slides, the team, and company overview slides, as well as slides to showcase your business model, demo your product, or highlight how you create value to customers. We'll also cover slides on market size, market validation, demographics, and financial projections. Now, let's break down how these slides are used to improve your chance of getting funded. The most important aspect of any pitch is to set up the problem that your company aims to solve. Without a real problem to solve, there's no need for your business. For example, did you know one of WeWork founder Adam Newman's first business ideas was knee pads for babies?
What in tarnation?
Knee pads for babies? Babies have crawled for centuries on their own, so that wasn't a real problem. Cheap office space was a much better idea. This slide communicates to investors the top 4 main pain points this problem causes for your target market. For instance, the top 4 pain points that baby knee pads solve are nothing. This solution slide showcases the top 4 customer gains that your product or service provides. This sets up your company's value proposition, which is the tangible benefits customers receive with your product. If you don't land this aspect of your pitch, VCs or angel investors won't see the value of the rest of your pitch. After an established value proposition, you need to share why you are best equipped to provide this value. This slide highlights your founder team, their roles, and their most relevant points of experience. This aspect of your pitch is vital because VCs need to know the team can deliver. Fun fact, if you're wondering what the right background for your team is, data from the book Super Founders found that just over 50% of all billion-dollar companies had a business background, while 49% had technical backgrounds. Over 70% of all chief executives of billion-dollar startups had less than a year of industry or relevant work experience, and only 1 in 5 billion-dollar companies were founded by a single founder, but nearly a third of all companies were founded by a duo. If you want more insights like this, check out our book summary on the Super Founders book. Now, this company overview slide should tell investors who you are as a company. Include a founding story as well as an easy-to-understand mission statement to solidify the value proposition from before. This slide gives an overview of your origin story told through numbers. The year you were founded, how much funding or revenue you've generated so far, and how big your team is. Remember, your pitch isn't about how impressive the technicalities are, but how well your story flows. This is not some boring internal document like a progress report. This is an external-facing document where you pick out the most impressive aspects of your company and translate it into a language that anybody could understand. Now that you've established who you are and the why behind what you do, your pitch deck should then establish the how, as in how you plan to execute this vision. For instance, this business model slide demonstrates the intricacies of your business model in a simple and straightforward way. For a digital product, you may want to include a product demo of your UI and its core benefits, like with this visualization. And after you introduce these specifics, you may want to reiterate how this business model and product provides value to the customers with this slide. Now, what about your market size? When investors invest, they do so based on a multiple of future earnings. This slide shows your total addressable market. If you watch until the end of this video, we'll explain why this is so important to investors. How do you prove to investors you can capture this target market? Use market validation to highlight your product market fit. If you don't already have sales data to share, you can validate your assumptions in a different way. Even though your product is new and innovative, there are precedents to point to the value of your potential business. Market validation doesn't have to come from a company or product doing the exact same thing. Rather, it's evidence that implies a shift is brewing that validates your product. For instance, let's say you see the electric car transition happening, and at the same time, you see that more employees want to transition to remote work full time. Both of these trends could validate an EV sharing subscription service, where people share cars that they use less frequently instead of going to buy expensive new cars. A quick Google search shows that there are tons of companies doing just that. Last, as part of your market research, you'll want to share your target persona's demographic information across gender, age, income level, and what they value. So, how do you calculate your total addressable market size in a way that a top VC firm would like? Instead of the classic way to calculate TAM based on market share of a total market size, Andressen Horowitz prefers what they call a bottoms-up analysis, which counts your market size by the target customer profile, their willingness to pay for your product, and how you'll market and sell the product to them. Let's say you're an e-commerce business that wants to sell toothbrushes in China. If you calculated TAM based on the classic method, you might guess that you could capture 40% of the entire population of China, which is over 1 billion people. If you sold the toothbrush for $1, you could make $540 million a year. But this overstates the market size and the difficulty of selling a toothbrush to 540 million people. Alternatively, you should calculate how many toothbrushes you can actually sell every day across all the venues available to you. This not only provides a more accurate number, but it makes you think about the skills and resources you'll need to pull your business off. To generate these projections, we've created a business plan template that compiles all of the above across multiple product and subscription offerings while accounting for expected expenses. It can even generate charts and graphs to visualize as part of your investor pitch. If you can back up your assumptions with hard data, it could make the difference between getting funded or not. While VCs want to see big numbers, many of the best companies had relatively modest markets to begin with. For example, eBay and Airbnb both thought their market shares were a lot smaller than they actually ended up being. Because of network effects, these platforms grew to a scale well beyond the original estimates because they proved they could do the hard part, offer a service that solved a real problem for a small community. Then they grew from there. Ready to pitch your company to investors? You need this presentation. Download our latest Ultimate Pitch Deck for more slides on the ask, market sizing, target prospects, customer acquisition framework, and additional dashboards to save time and hours of work. Thanks for watching.